Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This freaking music is really weird. Hey, how you doing, guys? How you doing? Welcome everyone. It's so good to see all of you today for this stupid adventure that is in fact so stupid that I was too scared to proceed from the language selection screen at the very start of the game. In fear that the game is gonna be one of those games that just kind of starts. Just kind of does its thing. Welcome everyone, so good to see all of you. How you doing, guys? I see you there, Muffy. It's good to see you again. It's been so long, you know, really long. How you guys doing? Are you excited for this game? You voted on this. You made me do this. How many of you in chat knows what Stanley Parable is? How many in chat knows and how many don't know? I'm doing stantastic. Way too long without you. Aww. Heard of it? Manix knows. Muffy knows. Know about a lot of the older versions. Don't think I've ever heard of it. Oh my god, Dingus, you're in for a treat. Look, okay, I'm gonna just give you an impression of what type of game this is. Okay, so right now, what you're listening to, the music, is just a YouTube video from the OST of the game, and I just went to try and find the main theme. I could not because the theme titles are as follows: Introducing Stanley, Exploring Stanley, Informing Stanley, Following Stanley, Celebrating Stanley, Contemplating Stanley, Anticipating Stanley, Pondering Stanley, Broadcasting Stanley. Oh, and then we have some stuff like Freedom, Elevator, Secrets, and Countdown. But we don't talk about those. This is one of those games that is just going to be so stupid that I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not sure if I'll laugh too much to continue playing, or if maybe everything just misses. But I'm excited to do this adventure with you guys. If you didn't know, we're playing Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition, which is the new version that just came out late last month, late April. It came out on April 27th, which is 427, which is also the number that Stanley has in the older games. Now, I don't know what has changed in the newer ones, but we will have to see. It's an absolutely meta game. It's an absolutely meta game. I think you'll find out, but I was too scared. This screen that you're seeing here behind, that's the first screen that the game shows you when you load up the game. This is not the main menu. This is not settings. This is not anything like that. This is just, you start the game, it asks you for a language first, and I'm like, I'm scared to click confirm because this game might just start on its own, or the menu might be meta or something crazy. And I don't want to miss a thing with you guys. So just for safety's sake, I am on the screen. That's why you have this really weird background here today. Welcome, Nami. And Chess and Two Sad Memes. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm excited to play this. So this is the new Sunday playthrough game that we're going to be doing. I have no idea how long the game is. It's not that long, but it's a game that you play over and over to see different things in the game. So I don't know how many streams we'll be doing of this, but I can definitely imagine we can easily go for 2 streams. Probably 2, maybe 3, maybe not, but I think it'll take more than 1. So we should be playing this for now, and then maybe we'll play Poppy Playtime as the next one. Depends on if anything else cool comes out in between that. Mohammed is cool. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. I love Stanley Parable. I am so excited to play it. I'm so excited to play it. I'm just, okay, you know what? I want an actual poll of how many people. Yo, Chess, thank you for the 3 months. Hold on. Do you know Stanley Parable? Yes, no. I just want to see how many of you actually know it. So there's a poll, and I just want to see if we have a majority that knows or a majority that doesn't know. Thank you so much for the 3 months, Chance, and welcome to the stream as well. I'm gonna just look here at it. Okay, the majority seems to know so far, but we do have a few people that don't know, and that's what I'm excited for. Maybe I should have asked, like, how many knows the Ultra Deluxe Edition? Because I don't know if there's majority changes there. It's gonna be so interesting, though. There's a 10-year achievement in the Deluxe Edition. 10-year achievement? What? So I've been around, I had to do a load of packing before I came back from uni. Ooh, I see. Trust me, you won't be deceived. It's even more trippy than the PC version. This is the PC version. The PC Ultra Deluxe version. I'm pretty sure Ultra Deluxe is not platform specific. Alright, well, I think... How long have we been going now? 7 minutes. It's not as long as a starting section as we normally have, but I think we have about as many people as we would expect to have in this stream, so I think we're ready to start and see what the hell this is about. So I'm gonna stop the music. I'm gonna tab into the game. That's not the game, that's the chat bot. And then we're here. Alright. So we're just gonna pick English. And then we'll see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen. But this is here. Let's do it. Have you played the Stanley Parable before? I haven't played it. I'm gonna say no. I don't. Ooh. Please adjust the slide. Okay, yeah. We're just gonna keep it in the middle, as usual. Enter the current time. What? Oh, wait. Where's A? Why is it only AM? Where's PM? Oh, there's PM. Okay, it's 8:46. Oh. 8:46. Yeah, okay. Accessibility settings can be changed from the main menu. So there is a main menu, okay. And welcome Dark Ritual. Okay, there's a main menu. Look at the screen. Wait. This is an infinite loop. It's a freaking screen and a screen and a screen. Oh, that's great. Alright. Are you ready? Let me just check the settings. Audio, we have all of that. Video. Yes, yes, yes. Controls. Simplified controls. These are already super simple. It's crouch. There's not even a sprint. Jump, interact, and crouch. Simplified controls. Rebind controls so interactions doesn't require specific buttons. This is E. Okay, well, I don't need simple controls. I think we'll start the game. Begin. Alright. Let's see here. What's gonna happen? Click to skip.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room
for the people, yes.
and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what
Press
order.
M on your keyboard for 34 milliseconds. That's very precise.
Every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Nice intro.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Okay.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses,
oh, am I playing? I'm playing
he got
now.
up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Alright. This is weird.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Is that this way? There's only one way, so I'm gonna assume it's this way. It's over there. Okay. Easy, just do it, yes. We will just go in here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so this is the game. What do we do? Chat? I think we should play this together. What do we do here? Do we go left like he said? Left is left. It is left. It is left. Do we go right? Backwards. The door is closed. I can't open it, sadly. Nisi Kekscrew Mel. Thank you for the follow. Left is for Lou. Okay, we'll go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Is this the employee lounge? What? I'm left clicking. You can't jump. Get your first achievement. I just got 2 achievements. Hold on. Awarded for getting any other achievement as your first. Okay. But what was the... You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. I didn't press spacebar. I pressed left click. Why am I tapping on a computer? What? Okay. I can actually interact with doors. Oh, this is the employee lounge.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Yes.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I can't
Stanley
crouch, though.
simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Emo K-pop otaku, yo, thank you for the 5 months. Wait, I just realized, hold on. There is a jump button keybind.
Hello, Zed.
There's a keybind for jump, and they disabled jump. What?
Yes,
Oh.
really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Wow. Okay, we'll move on.
Eager to get back to business,
Yes.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Are we rebellious? I think we're rebellious, right? Where does this go? Narrator's very passive-aggressive.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Where I can't go back, that's the thing. I'm sorry. I want to go back, man. I want to go back. I can't go back. What is this? Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, 1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. But you'll die. Ah!
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
It puts me back at the start.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's no sprint. I can't go faster. Okay, we'll go back to where we were.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
Yes.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
I did not
it.
mean to jump off, man.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, we'll go this way and we won't jump off this time.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Welcome to the stream, PogChamp for the boys and German Jane. Janny.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Oh, he's talking
here.
directly to me.
I'm
now.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I can't open that door. Caution death. Thank you for the clip, here. Where the hell am I? I love this interact sound. Is this a pitch black room or is this the void? Huh? Huh? Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What am I getting myself into? What? Where am I now?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
It's her!
Right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
It's a freaking mannequin!
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press X on your keyboard.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Please press N. Okay.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Ooh. Press J.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Oh my god. Please press N to watch. Oh, I can watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building
My
had
TV.
suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Press I to spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice.
The boys.
It barely even mattered what lay
time with the
behind
boys,
each door.
man. Me,
The mere thought
desk,
that his
small on the
decisions would
desk.
mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Press J to prepare dinner. Okay.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down
Whoa.
another was a yellow line that weaved in many
Line
directions.
TM.
And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Press J to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an
I
answer
am
down some
very
new
free
path,
right now.
mustn't there be?
Can't even go close to the
Perhaps if
door.
he played just one more time.
Press R to tell your wife. Is she gonna disappear?
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Oh, are we just gonna turn this back into my... Is this my office?
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Proceed to be at work in the morning. Should I press the button? Do it. Okay.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How
We're
can I
literally
tell him
back in the office.
that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself. How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Press I to question nothing.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to.
Dude,
I
I'm
don't
pushing
make the
buttons.
rules.
It's my
I
job.
simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Did I die? Are we back at this? Was that a death? I'm sorry, Mr. Narrator.
All of his co-workers
I'm gonna
gone.
go through
could
the
it
left
mean?
door this time.
Stanley decided
Don't
to
worry.
go to the meeting room.
Yeah, I'll go
Perhaps
to
he had
the
simply
I'll go
lost
to
a
the
memory.
left. I promise. I promise. We go left.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Sight-
open
no, okay.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. We go left now. I don't know if any of these doors will ever suddenly work. What is this?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Using slides to assure employees that everything's okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw in some bevel on all the text. This will ensure everyone is unique. You most of all. Wow, thank you. Wow. Thanks, boss man, whoever. Number of slides on this. Charts and slides. Slides. Number of slides on this slide. What? Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Slide chart ratio. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please don't worse graph. What is hot? Hello? Target demographic, teenagers. Profits. Wow. What do people want? Things. Money? More money. Happy feelings is crossed out. And then it says, Violet James, you're fired. More money. Things. But with money to buy more things? Graphs? Graphs about things and money. Is that what this is? We have our new product. So we're selling graphs about things and money. Throw something in the ideas bin. Wow. Someone give me that PowerPoint. Do not alter this without consulting the whiteboard manager. Meeting room. Group. RIP France. Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Standardize graphs 4 times wide. Not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. What is Chris doing in the broom closet? I'm getting thirsty from all this laughing. What the hell's going on? The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Employee. We have 417, 405, 491, 416, 431, and Jim. Okay. I wish I could have a proper name. Okay. Oh, is Chris in here?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
One of these Chris. Is this Chris? Is Chris a radioactive spool of wire?
There was nothing here.
Oh.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to
What
still
if
be
I'm
here.
Chris? What if we're not Stanley? We're freaking Chris. And they have to get us out of the broom closet, but we closed
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
There
As
is
it
something. It's
he's
a door.
literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
There is an interaction. The door. This place
Are
is
you
busted.
really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Stay there, don't leave. We don't do anything.
You realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because
Fair enough.
literally, this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
I think we stay in the closet. We're easily entertained, narrator. Let us
Maybe
be.
to you, this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Chad, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Dude, now we're getting
Well,
personal.
I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human
or Stanley.
physiological vulnerabilities.
Because Stanley's not at a
It's
keyboard right now.
indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species.
Am I dead?
Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Oh, he's literally asking me to go and find another person to play the game. He's literally asking me to go out in real life and find someone to play the game on my computer for me. So I don't know how to tell you. You're no longer alive. Man. Yo, Lou, when you're here, you gotta come play the game. I'm sorry, I was told. Gotta find someone else. Is there nothing? I think there's nothing more. Oh, there's gotta be more, right? How long do we stay in here? Close the door. There is only door. Welcome, Trashy Panda. Thank you for following 2 minutes ago. Go find Jim. It would be great if I could find Jim, yeah. But now I'm committed to seeing if there's something here. There might actually be nothing. But how long are we willing to wait, you know? Jacob 10K, thank you for the follow. Someone get Lou in here and tell him to take over. I'll just remove this. You can just imagine hey, I'm Lou, water bottle. Let's go open that. This is not an accent. Okay. Do we wait 5 minutes? Anthea says 5 minutes. Do we wait 5? Guys, okay, wait, let me ask chat. You guys in chat. Those of you who don't know the game, those who know would be a spoiler, but those who don't know the game. Do we wait? Or those who don't know this ending at least. Welcome to the broom closet, hero. How you doing? We found our way to the broom closet. Chris is supposedly in here, but we can't find him unless we're Chris and not Stanley. We wait. Okay. I'm gonna run around in circles because I'm having fun. 5 more minutes. All right, looking at the clock, we're 32 minutes in the stream right now. We've probably been in here since 30 maybe, so yeah, let's wait another 3 minutes. So 36 minutes into the stream, we will leave this room. We will leave this room if nothing else happens. All right. Now, what do we do in those 3 minutes, guys? I'm climbing this somehow. There's no jumping, but I can squeeze up on the shelf a tiny bit. Somehow, which means this bottom shelf is slightly thicker than this top shelf. In terms of the collision. Stanley in a broom room. The game. And hey, Sylvie. I just love the new just chatting background. Welcome, guys, to this broom closet background. Wait, I gotta get the broom into it. There it is. Welcome to the broom closet. You know what? This is a good thing to take time with, Rosie. Thank you. I'm editing down my own playthrough of this while watching you play it. I'm like 3 levels of meta now. Wait, did you play both this and Elden Ring? Are you just playing the exact same games as me? Can we get a closet tour? Welcome to the MTV Cribs. Today we're gonna show you the way into my... I'm scared to walk out, so I'm not actually gonna walk out. Welcome to my crib. Here we got everything you could possibly need. On the left, over here in the corner, right there, you see a shelf. This is literally the highest quality shelf I could find in an IKEA recycling station. It's pristine quality in comparison to the other ones that were there. Mostly because this was the only thing there. And on the shelf, we got everything you need in life, right? We got a wrench for anything that needs bonking. Radioactive spools. If you need anything to be anything else, just shoot some radiation at it, mutate it. You'll get whatever you want with random chance. There's enough wire here to cover you. We got duct tape. I have never encountered a problem that can't be solved with duct tape. We have a smaller wrench for smaller bonkings that is needed. There's a glue gun. In case you want to keep someone in the broom closet, but they can't understand, you know, the beauty of this place, right? You gotta force them to stay in here until they understand. There's a couple of boxes to contain your other stuff, which is nice. Up here we got like a little clipper. That's for cutting the radioactive wire. More duct tape, because you're gonna run out, and obviously you wouldn't want to leave. You can't, because you're glued to the wall. So you gotta have all the duct tape you need in here. We got a broom. Everything's gotta be clean, right? At least this tiny little corner. And of course, our favorite, the trash can. This is empty. Because this place has no trash, only treasures. Also, it's my bed. I live there. We have also crossed 36 minutes in the stream. Let's leave.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
That is not a trash can. I know it's not a trash can. I called it a trash can because this is my interpretation. Alright? Now, I wish Lou was here so that he could take over and be player 2, but I'll just go up here.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I can't go back. I think I'll go upstairs. We'll stay on the good path for now. Where am I? Oh, this is fancy. Is this the boss's office? Executive bathroom. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Wow. Can I use anything here? I love this keyboard typing sound. Absolutely nothing in the bathroom. Okay. I'm gonna close the doors. Hello? Is there something on this computer? It's blank. But oddly, if I press E on it, there's no keyboard sounds, right? No sounds. Okay. Is this the room I'm looking for?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
It's a hella big office. It really is.
Was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
I have a crosshair now.
The boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Where am I now? There's an elevator. This is so dark. Do I have a flashlight? Oh, I'm glad I left the thing on brightness higher up, even though I could easily see the small thing that you're not supposed to see. Oh, okay, lights. Nice. Ah, yes, a random one. Putting in a random number would have been funny. Just put in like 1111, 1112.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was
Maybe
a
it's because I
stirring
can't
of
jump.
emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, God. Can I go back up? I don't want to. I'm gonna try and follow his instructions first. We can try another.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Or I can escape. No, we're gonna go into the mind control facility. I feel like I'm just gonna ruin my own story if I don't at least explore the main line first. Mind control facility. This is horrifyingly creepy. There's a light button. And that's it. Okay.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Whoa.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay. This is definitely... Who built this? And who can watch all of these monitors? Well, said way to capitulate to an authoritarian overlord. Definitely not sus. There's nothing wrong here. Clearly someone's been working here as well. What does this say? Can I read this? Employee observation protocol. Wait, I have an idea. No, I can't read that. Does this also say I hate Mondays? Yeah, they all hate Mondays. Oh, monitors.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number
Where am
of
I?
an employee in the
I'm right
building.
there.
Stanley's
427.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
427, right there. This is where Seth keeps his editors. It's my office. Oh, these are all other offices. Is there a better office than mine? Why is this blank? And that guy's fired. Oh, it's the stairwell. And there's a fired employee. That looks bugged out. Boy Wonder 099, thank you for the follow. Welcome Adele's Waffle, welcome. Okay, we're gonna continue to, what is this button? Elevator button, up. I just came down an elevator over there, and then there's a second elevator over here.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Was this why?
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Yeah.
His own life in someone else's control.
Nah, never.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
No.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
No, I
Was
know
the
what
proof,
I'm doing.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking,
Mind control
eating,
status
working,
offline.
all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Beep and boop. Am I gonna break this? Do I break this by pushing random buttons? The sounds. Beep boop. Console disabled, not controls. I can't go through there. Oh, there's buttons here. 1. Ooh. 2. Ooh. 3. Where's button number 3? I don't know if I'm supposed to do this. He didn't tell me explicitly to do this. Maybe I'm wasting my time. It doesn't really seem like there's anything here right now. 4 must be over here. Wait, where's 4? This is 1 and 2. 3 was over there. 5 is here. Oh, 4 is up there. Oh, I didn't see that at all. It's so dark in that corner. Oh, it's also closed. Damn. Okay, I guess we can't do it yet. Nathan Oria, welcome. I'm just gonna press 5. Mind control idle, awaiting input. Okay.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
By pressing the power down? The power was already off. Was it not? It said offline.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes.
Huh?
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere
I can
moments
move.
away.
I don't know where
And
I'm
yet,
standing though.
Even as the immense
Oh.
door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight
outside.
streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And
What
that
is
was
this just
all
built
he
on the
needed.
side of a...
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This is a very weird type of building to just place in the middle of a field.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Wow. Time to find a maiden. Beat the game. I got an achievement. We beat the game, guys. That's the stream. Well done. Well done, everyone. That's what we're gonna call it. Wait. Complete the Stanley pair. Wow. Welcome back. Quit the game and then start again. I'll have to get that next week. Alright, well.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
You know what
Stanley
we
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna go for the escape?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Or if we go downstairs... Back to the broom closet! Let's go! My home! My home!
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go... Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Thank you. I will take my time living. It doesn't reset. It remembers that I've been here. Oh my god. And see, Alfie, thank you for joining. It doesn't say anything more. Okay, this is what I wanted to do.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, God. What's this? Hi. I can't read that, but it's readable. This is definitely readable. Do I have a zoom button? Hold on. No, there's no zoom button. Damn. Broom closet gang. Good day to you, Dan the Dead. Okay, we're just gonna leave that to the lore people to discern.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss.
Oh, right,
admitting
yeah.
he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because
Just
he
a
believed
random how did the
everyone
car
had
get in here
vanished.
this way?
His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred
No
to
parking, it
Stanley.
says.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what
gaslighting.
Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying.
You hear that?
And began to gently float above the ground.
Wah!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I am dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Gaming.
He knew for certain,
Metagaming,
that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That
what am I gonna do now?
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back.
Okay.
The fresh air of a world outside this one.
Yes.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing
Am I still
the buttons.
moving?
Please. It's all
Oh wait,
I want.
I saw something in the corner.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
I can see movement.
All I want
in
is
this
my
corner.
life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
What's happening? Help!
I am okay.
Oh. Well.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Ooh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension,
Death
the
number
rest of
3,
her
guys.
life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
This all just sounds like midlife crisis. Stanley ain't special. Okay, that was that.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
This is... That's not the same. Wait a minute. Well, outside, it is very bright, but it's always this bright. What? I hear the printer is on. Beep boop. Beep boop. Afterlife's looking shiny. Oh. Oh. I found a computer that did something. Wait. Yeah, that door doesn't close. Huh. Awaiting input. Username access. Wait, let me go back. I need to see if another computer turned on. Not here. What if you turn the mind control thing on? I could do that. I could try that next. I beep boop this. Yes, that was the one. Okay, I feel like that awaiting input is the last one. The hell? Huh. I thought it was on. No, okay, so I don't know if it turns another one on. Do we press the awaiting input one? Oh. Input received. I can't press it again. What is happening? This was not on before, right? Okay. I'm gonna continue. Wait, there's a computer that's lit in there. I can't open any of the doors. Can I open this door? No, this door? No? Okay. Maybe it's like in the upcoming rooms. Oh, well, that one closed. Damn.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, but this is... Now we're back to normal. Oh, I must have missed it. Damn. Okay. Should we turn the mind control thing on? We could try that. I think we'll try that. Unless there's computers here. Like that one. That I can't get in there. Just in case, randomly a door is gonna work. Whoops.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, no. Dude, my home, it's been barricaded. This freaking game. No, my broom closet, the beloved.
Coming to a staircase,
Okay, we're
Stanley
gonna go
walked
up.
upstairs to his boss's office.
And then we're gonna go... Wait, is this computer on? Huh? No, okay, okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley
I'm spam
wondered
pressing
aloud
everything.
to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking
Wait, I could
behind
interact with something here.
paintings,
Or was it just a
desperate
keypad that
for
appeared for a
clues
second?
to his situation.
No,
But his attention
I
was
can pick
caught by
this
a
up.
keypad behind the boss's desk. What
Oh no,
could
it's
its purpose
the
be?
keypad. I'm just getting
In
close to
fact,
it.
this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
111.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Nice.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
1337. Yeah, let's try that.
2845.
5482. No. What are you gonna say next?
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Okay. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. We need to continue. Dude, I wonder if you can go back up. The up button was lit, right? My home, thank you for the clip tinkers. And Nami. Look, the up button is very clearly lit and I can interact with it. I really want to try that, but I think first we have to do a crash
Stanley
test
walked
and
straight
turn this
ahead
on.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Yes.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
We are gonna go and we are gonna push buttons and we are going to press
Now
the on
monitors
button.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals.
Did you see that one up there
reduced
had
to
something
images on a
completely different
screen,
written on it?
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Is it just like cracked? No, it's not cracked when it changes. That is weirdly eerie. It's the only one like that. There's other fired ones. Pirate? There's a pirate. Wait, what else do we have? Is there a nice? Nice. It's there. Okay. All right. Let's get the elevator.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only
You mean you
reason
don't
he
have
was
pirates
happy with his
working at your
boring
job?
That his emotions
Dude, are
had
pirates
been
normal?
manipulated to accept it blindly?
Any of you who work, guys, pirates? You got pirates?
No. He refused to believe it.
Yo ho,
He
yo ho,
couldn't
it's a
accept
pirate's
it.
life for me.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was
Never.
unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
All right, we're
Here was
here.
the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled
Okay, I have
with
a feeling, right?
emotions,
1, 2,
happy or sad or
3.
content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and
4 must be the
commanded
one
from
up
this
there, right?
very place.
Can I
And
verify
as the
that
cold
from down
reality
here?
of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would
It's
never
really hard
again
to see.
exert its terrible power over another
Oh, I can go
human
down
life.
here.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Hey, Cozy Sundu and Swaxy, welcome. Okay, I think... No, I'm gonna turn it on. I think I'm gonna have to do something with those buttons. If I need to control everyone. Yeah, because 5 is here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Yeah, we found the broom closet. Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna turn this
And when at last he
on.
found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
How about...
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw
Can I
my
still
story
turn
off
it off?
track,
I'm
you're gonna
scared
have
to
do
click.
much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
Nuclear?
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it,
Oh, do I have to
Stanley?
press those buttons
it's
now?
Your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is
Oh, this
much
is
better
scary.
than what I
What
had in
the
mind.
hell?
What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments
Oh, yeah, the door's
until
open.
the bomb goes off. But what precious
1.
moments each one of them is.
2.
More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going. What all
Gotta
this
go fast, I
means.
can't sprint.
Barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A note
Running.
of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're
4.
gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a
Nothing happened. Hello?
I have to say this.
The console?
This version of events has been rather amusing.
Wait, there's a door over there.
Watching
that's
you
open.
try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite
Press any key to send power
I hate
surge.
to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around
right.
will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Or not. These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Oh, it says 1.
Or did you just assume when you
It's
saw
a
that
blue
timer
one.
that something in this room was
says
capable
10.
of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button
This
to
also
button,
says 10.
screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
All the blue ones say
These
10,
numbered
so I'm gonna
buttons.
press-
No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything. Something
being
here will
fooled?
save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
This is scary.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
What?
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy.
Dark
You
Blue
wanted to
3, I don't know
control
what this
world,
means.
That's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Oh.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
Oh.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Am I just unable to do anything? Are they all just fake but that's death number 4. Or are we on number 5? Who has the death count? Quickly to the broom closet. If only. And then Joey, welcome to the stream.
This
How
was
are you
uncomfortable,
doing?
and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
The computer's on again. Let me just try and press the button without turning them off. Oh, it's not even on at all. Oh, now this one's the one that says awaiting input. Okay, okay, I need to figure out what's gonna happen if I get all of those. No, we can't leave set with buttons. He will set off the nukes. God damn it. The broom closet is where we feel safe, yes. Okay. Can I, like, break the window or something? Right here. No, okay. We gotta find out what happens. Maybe I have to reset the game, like, 5 times, right? Maybe I gotta, like, get to 5 different endings or something. Okay, we're gonna try and go for the escape.
2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
We're gonna try and go to the escape. Or do we take the elevator back up? I want to try that.
Here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes. We're here. Nice. Okay, so...
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his
2,
tracks.
8, 4,
Not a
5.
living soul. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming
You're gonna slow me down. I think that's worth a clip, isn't it?
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly
Thank you.
walked
I
forward
needed that.
into
Yes,
the
of
opened
course.
passageway.
Of course. Of course. Narrator, my friend. You know exactly what I need. Buffy, by the way, thank you for following. Welcome. He won't let you speedrun. Okay, so I'm gonna try and take the elevator back up. I can.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I'm pointing in a different direction. Something's gotta be different, right? We go out, maybe in the bathroom. Maybe I need to go to the bathroom.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have. An incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow. I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Nice. The game slows you down from the speedrun. I guess you could say you got cock blocked. Yeah, of course. Okay, can I go out? I can't even leave. Can I close the door if I type in the same password? It's wrong. Then we're gonna type it backwards. No. I don't know if there's gotta be some Easter egg codes in here, but they could take ages to find, right? What about my number? 427, right? 0427. No. 8888. 1987. Of course, there would be a FNAF reference. 333. Okay, what are we doing? Welcome, Late Shock. Try lead. I tried lead earlier, and that didn't give anything. No, it doesn't look like I can do anything. Is there anything else I can pick up or interact with? Am I just gonna go back to the elevator? Dude, I wanted to go to the bathroom. Gotta go to the bathroom, man. Okay, well, I guess we go back down. I'm gonna go up again, if it gives me the choice.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this? Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
Okay. I'm gonna check the boss's office again. Yeah. I'm here to check the office.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a timeout here for a minute while I process this.
What's happening?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more time to process.
Am I moving? I'm just holding W. I'm gonna see if I'm somewhere when it opens up.
All right.
No.
I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality.
Wow.
As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Well, you are absolutely welcome. Now we close the door. Nothing's gonna work there. Can I open the door this time? It's gonna do me like that at some point. It's gonna just let me open the door. We're gonna go back down, then we're gonna go up again. Of course. Of course.
Of course. Going back down
Of course.
How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
How many times do you think that the guy recorded narration voice lines for this? Oh, he didn't say anything this time. Oh.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Yes. Oh my God.
There we go. Isn't this so much more exciting? You know,
Oh, I'm
Stanley,
so thrilled.
It seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible. They want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started.
No.
Where's the tension?
Yeah.
Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters?
Exactly.
Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal?
Exactly.
This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years. And it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley.
Yeah,
because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why, though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Oh my God! Look at this! Oh, this is a scary pit. Wow! Oh, it was absolutely worth coming here.
Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
World's healthiest human being, all tricks revealed. How we did it, the pyramids. The guy who went to Mars. Wow. Wow, huge people. Stanley, live on stage. It's me. It's me, the storyteller. Stanley reveals all in his new BODX book. Oh, it's book. It says book. It says book. BOOK. All right, we're going to the stage, guys. An evening with World Peace Baby.
Ah, Yes, here it is.
Stage door.
Just through this door.
Stanley tonight. Stanley Parable Stanley. What does this one say? The man, the process, the myth, the legend, the parable. Stanley from the Stanley Parable. Wow. Wow. World's first sentient machine. Okay, alright, we're going on stage. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great. Camilina. Oh, you're joining at the best moment.
Are you ready?
We're going to the stage.
I told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what
Almonds,
it means
chair,
to craft
gun, table,
a truly
nut bar.
unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great.
Yeah.
Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get 'em.
Break a leg, champ. Your boss. Oh, it's for my boss. Story. Stanley, me, dad, age 6. Oh, look at him. Hey, I'm telling my son a story and he's age 6. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You were too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. What does the middle one say? I love you the way you ride. I love the way you ride the elevator. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get him, Tiger. Is this my wife over here? My mannequin. Stanley, my true love for you, yours every day. You make me feel alive. Your wife from the apartment ending. Yes, it's the mannequin. World's first sentient machine. I'm in this game. Let's go. Oh, it's time for the stage. Are you ready? You ready, guys? It's the elevator buttons. Down, then up, then down, then up, then down, then up again. Oh dear. Did I die? Oh. Did I feel like there was a subtitle. Did I miss a line of dialogue? There was a subtitle right at the end.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
Heart
could it
attack.
mean?
I think I
Stanley
died.
decided to go to the
I was
meeting
too
room.
nervous.
Perhaps he
I
had
was so
simply missed a
excited,
memo.
man. Okay. Wait. The computers.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Let me go back and check. The subtitle was right after I respawned. Boop, boop. Okay, which one's the input one? Where's the input computer? Wait, where is it? I don't see it. Did I miss it? No, it's not here. It's gotta be in another room, but which direction? Is that... No,
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I tried to open the door and he said that. Have I clicked the door 435 times? I haven't, and also don't spoil what I can do though. I have not. I'm not gonna do that now. We're gonna see if I do it later. New cop. Oh my god. It's new content. This door was not here before.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know, man. I want content. Is this an elevator? Oh. Okay. Yay, new content door. Oh, I'm going past that spot. Oh dear. Bucket did not react, except perhaps a tiny glow of warmth. What the hell?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, is this an Ultra Deluxe thing?
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Wow.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Wow. I am so impressed.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley
More
Parable,
game.
delighting audiences the world over.
This is like one of those
Please,
amusement park
step
rides.
inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Yes.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
Oh, we're
All
moving.
right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's go! Oh, even the narrator is excited. Even the narrator is excited.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yeah, content.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I could jump! Yo! I have a very limited amount. Do I have to pay for more jumps? Dude, I gotta savor these last 5 jumps. I really gotta savor these 5. You ready? Oh, that was a good one. Oh, wait. We do a 360 jump. Oh, nice. Okay, can we like scoot right at the edge, right? Right here. Oh. Can we jump across? Oh, no. Last jump. What do we do for the last jump? We look at the monitor. We look at the jump circle title, the roof, our feet, which are gone. What do we do with the last jump? Crouch. One more. Make it good. I charge it up with a crouch and then... Nice. That was good. Now I can't jump anymore. Awesome. What?
Is that it?
That's the wire.
Surely
going.
that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Is there something over here? There's just a corner with some wire. It looked like a pad or something. Jump out of it? I could have jumped out of it. Damn. That was too late, man. Alright, we keep going. There's gotta be more new content, right? This elevator's gonna take me to, like, the slide circle.
Another elevator.
Yes.
Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are
I'm
not
pumped.
positive.
Don't
It's
know about
just
you.
elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
Maybe I'm
If this
easily
is new
amused.
content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Catwalk. This reminds me of that one room in SCP Containment Breach. That one room with the gas coming up the side. Hey, Mafi! Thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that.
Let's jump right into the new content.
Yeah, let's
Mafi
jump right
Monet
into the
Law.
new content. Oh.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore."
Wait, does
what
it?
quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm
Oh my God, it
infuriated
does.
and I'm offended.
That
and
is an
I
achievement.
intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about? No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
Yeah.
What do you say, friend?
We can have a good time together. Let's go. There's an actual achievement called this. This is new.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Dude, at this point, I trust this guy fully. He's cool. What's over here, my friend? Is it that? Oh, that is cool. Coffee nut. Wow. And a screwdriver. He vented. Oh no. Oh, no.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about
I
the
kind of
past
enjoyed
and
it.
how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The memory zone. Let's go.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was
It's a fake
before
door.
it was
No, it's
sullied
not
with
fake.
a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game
on
originally
Steam.
launched?
Look
Back
at that.
then, video games had
I
integrity.
gotta drink to this.
Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
What do we have? We have, don't forget, the Stanley Parable. We have a picture of the ending that we got at the start, I think. Unless this is just the memory zone. We have Stanley Parable Collector's Edition. I didn't know about that. Time Magazine, Indoors Monthly, Shapes, Graphs, National Geographic, Cargo. I'm not really sure what that has to do with Stanley Parable. We have an audience award for the Stanley Parable, Independent Games Fit. Oh, did they actually win that? That's kind of cool. The British Academy of Film, Television Arts awarded to Stanley Parable. It says The Last of Us below. In the category story. Good times. Good times at the desk. What do we have here? Is that Mozilla Firefox Bio? Oh, that's like an original web page or something. The original remake. Yeah. Our First Kiss. My First Car. The release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. Oh, look, it's 2013. Wow. I can't open that door. Okay. Your trash can was in the corner. Oh! My home! My home! So romantic, such a milestone in our lives. Oh, it's bigger. Smile because it happened. Aww. We smile. A trip down memory lane. Bits of music from the Stanley Parable. $1. Is that like their first dollar or something? Stanley Parable demonstration. Begin the demo. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. Wait, is that there? Super go outside. Don't play the Stanley Parable for 10 years. Right. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Is that there? Commitment. Play the Stanley Parable for an entire duration of a Tuesday. Settings World Champion. Set all setting sliders in the game to all available numbers. Speedrun. Complete the Stanley Parable in 4 minutes and 22 seconds, not including load times. Click on door for 35 times. It literally says click on door for 35 times. There's an achievement called that. Then there's a bunch of 8s. And then there's that test achievement, please ignore. Okay. What is this? Nominee, British Academy Award, Stanley Parable Story. Stanley Parable debut game. Stanley Parable game innovation. So they didn't win that. Instead, The Last of Us won it, but they just put their name over top. New video game releasing today. Creator surprisingly down to earth. Marco goes from scandal to new crisis. Colleges show uneven effort to enroll the poor. Cost hinder new track to achieve diversity. Business leaders pushing election of council allies. 50% off designer hat. What? Today is sunny, hot, humid, high 92. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. Warm, humid, low 74. Tomorrow, sun and clouds, hot, humid, high 90. Weather map, page something. All news that's fit to print. Let's go. I want a hat. Can I get a designer hat? Welcome back, Dr. Skur. Stanley Parable deals tough choices. And there's the crazy thing. Oh, there's so much. Look at the memory zone. Wow, I'm so impressed. What's this? In loving memory of little Stanley. Oh, what's that? Is that a little...
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created.
I'm trying to find it in the text.
That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Yo, someone clipped that Persona reference and also at Phantom. I'm asking a lot of clips to send to Phantom lately, aren't I? Phantom's a good friend of mine, and there's a lot of inside jokes, and Persona is one of them. So that made me laugh more than it should have. We have a portal room. Why a portal? Minecraft? Why is Minecraft here? I mean, it's a big game. There's the main menu. There's the first choice. There's 2 paths here as well. Memory zone maintenance. Well, I can't go through. Fire. Fire down. Okay, well, that was a cool little room. Oh, whoops. I did not make it up the stairs. Why not Portal? I love Minecraft, yes. Did you ever play the original? No. I know that it exists, though. Wait, is that me and the woman on the street? The only 2 characters we've seen so far. This is a picture of the map editor. That's kind of cool, actually. I appreciate this. This is a cool little Easter egg. The original remake. Oh, look at the birds outside. We got a red and a blue door. We got the pictures of the collector's edition. Is that an actual thing? Is the collector's edition an actual thing? We have a car. And a picture of a Macintosh on the Stanley office, viewing the Stanley office. Okay. The end is never, the end is never, the end is never. Yeah, that's the loading screen thing. Oh, now it closed. The tie. I freaking love that. That is funny. I need to see what that physically contains later. There's the smiley button. There's all the buttons with the numbers on, I'm guessing, but they don't have numbers here. Your number is 29. Wow.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
It's so
It
good.
didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone. To spend the rest of time collecting dust
I keep
in the
thinking this
hallowed
is a
hall
staircase.
of beloved video
Right
game
here.
memories.
That goes up to the window. What does this say? People play games because what they can do inside them. And your game is very good and letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. Preparing snake oil salesman something and a bike. I don't know. Is that a Skyrim bar? A Skyrim progress bar? It looks very I can't go through the door. The serious room. Dude. There's boxes in the way. Hello? This door just opened. Narrator? Did you forget about the boxes? Jump. I can't jump. There's no jumping. I need the jump stone. Oh, the door back opened.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
I thought it was the door.
What I
over
wouldn't
there.
give to go back, to have it all over again.
Oh. I can't go in the serious room, but I can go to the maintenance room now.
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh, God. This is eerie.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley is a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even
Steam
imagine
reviews.
what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
It's the freaking Steam reviews.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine
Where's the
where I'd have
recommended
the room
there?
to stick them.
The freaking Steam reviews. I swear to God. Okay. In all sorts of colors. Here's a green Steam review. There's some negative reviews coming out of it. Can't see what they say, but there are some negative reviews. There's a positive here. That's good. Can't read it. Oh, here's a bad one.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh,
You're not. You're
This is actually
not.
quite shocking for me.
You're not
I
preachy.
well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
I have never heard the
You
word
can't know
terse
how much
before.
fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Imagine
I
not
feel
recommending a game on Steam and
like
ending
a
up in the
failure.
sequel.
Like I let these people down.
I do wonder if this is a
Perhaps
real
the
review.
Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
I do wonder if this is a real review. Should I look up whether this is a real review? From Noodle Chef? Can I look that up? Is that a real review? Hey, Medalua! On it. Wait. Can I search reviews? Can I? Maybe I have to Google this. Noodle Chef. Steam. Can I get their account? Noodle Chef. I'm looking for Noodle Chef. There it is. I love the narrator. Is the profile. It's the Stanley Parable tie, and it says I love the narrator now. Reviews 3. They recommend the game. A really good game with a really, really good narrator. Wow. Alright. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for the raid, Lua. Welcome, definitely Matt, Muscle Flash, and I am awesome. How you doing? I think this is, this must be a real review. I wonder if this account is an account that is a friend of the creator of this game. Or if this is an actual random review that they obviously got permission to put in the game and then they changed it on their own account. That's funny. This is great. I'm loving this. MDL says you're based. Thank you. You are too, MDL. Are we going to the sunrise now? The sunlight. Oh, there's one more here.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Is he gonna add a skip button?
A skip button? Well, yes.
Oh my
Yes, I think
god.
we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay, wait, that was made by Cookie9, right? Is Cookie9 a real account? I mean, there's gotta be a lot of people called Cookie9, right? Can I see if this person has a Steam review on the Stanley Parable? Not the person that I found here, unfortunately. It also looks Chinese or something. But there's gotta be a lot of Cookie9s. Alright, I'm not gonna look any further. Here's a skip button, guys.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No,
I like him.
The Stanley Parable is a game for the people.
Yes.
And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get.
No.
Don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. Can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... The story and the choices.
Oh, he
or what have
repeats.
you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and
that you
lengthy
repeated over and over
ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline
I don't want to
it for
skip
you
it, man.
very
I don't want to
briefly,
miss
and
out the
you can tell me
dialogue.
what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a
Right.
series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the
Lily!
time of having made said choice.
You're
That
joining
is
a
to
great
say,
game.
If by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being,
Okay.
then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to
skip?
every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever
Lily,
given
please
your
stay
good
and
gift
find
of
out.
mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at once. that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making
How
them.
long can he keep
Okay,
going?
At first, I was leaning towards manifesto.
Okay, wait, did he
but now
repeat?
I'm going to circle around and slap the treatise label on
No,
this
he's
one.
not going
I think
in
it has
circles.
much more of a treatise vibe to it. But wouldn't you say that manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthfeel that is rich with ambition and history.
How long is my
Ambitious history,
patience?
if you will. See, now you've gotten me going back to manifesto. Heavens, at this rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look, I have a method for exactly this sort of situation. And
Okay,
I do
fine.
find my... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
I
But
did.
that's the
You
power
rambled
of
on
the
for
button.
so long.
The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45
Is there
minutes?
legit 30 or
It's not
45 minutes of
unendurable
dialogue
by
if
any
you
means,
don't
but it's-
skip?
Well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there.
I like to fix
I don't
that.
know why
So,
the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting
12
longer.
hours
My
later.
God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the
Oh,
door
the door is
is
gone.
It's completely gone. I've
It's
looked at
actually-
it from every angle. I've
it's
checked
actually very
every
gone.
one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will
I'm
happen.
leaving him
I have
here
no
alone
idea
for
how
12
long I'll be
hours.
made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back.
Oh no,
Oh, my
the
goodness.
plant.
I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Oh no.
2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing?
Oh, I'm
Me
so
just
tempted
talking?
to listen
But
to
it isn't,
all of
Stanley.
it.
It isn't the same at all.
I feel
It isn't
bad for
even
pressing
close,
this button.
because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's
Oh dear.
Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have
Oh,
you ever
God.
sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest
I'm a
time,
monster.
Stanley.
I
Days,
am. There's
months.
nothing else to
I
do.
lost it all in a
Is there a
blur
rewind
of the
button?
deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place
I'll press it
is
again.
what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment
Oh,
I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them
my
collapsed
friend.
down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart.
Yes.
It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it.
Okay.
I could do
Is he gone? Oh. I can skip, but is he gone? Where the hell is he? I'm so glad I do not have to push the button. If you were playing as Mafia, would you just like not press the button and just sit there and listen to him? And the door isn't back, right? It's not like... I get a feeling if you wait here long enough, he'll come back, but I don't have the patience for that. We go again. Oh. It's a fire alarm. Clock's on the ground. That's not annoying at all.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs
He's
down
just
review and
rambling
make
on.
all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review.
He's going crazy.
So here's what
He's
we
gonna
get.
fall out
We
in
get
the
these
street and
demands
die.
that seek everything and are accountable to nothing.
He's gone again. How many years do you think we've skipped? How old am I? Do I age?
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
It's the loading screen. It's not from the original game. It's also from this game. But it's the loading screen, yes. The subtitle just changed.
The end is never the end, is never the end.
He's just gone for half the time. I mean, I suppose... What's happening here? Are we underwater? Is it flooding in? The end is never... I can take a long needed shower. Ah. Nice. Alright, cool. Just do a lap. Sit in the chair. Go back. Push the button again. The pipes are leaking, yes. Oh my Jesus! Oh, it's storming outside. Oh dear. What will we do? Where's the narrator? Dude, I'm scared. Stanley's scared. It's kind of Portal 2 like, isn't it? Oh. The sky. I can't jump still. We're gonna skip sunlight because we're gamers. Oh! Okay, this is cool. But this is a lot of years if these plants have grown. This is a lot of time. And then it's all gone again. Is this turning into a horror game or something? Yeah, no thank- What is this? Oh. The whole room is slanted. That... Oh! Is the skip button come back? The skip button's not coming back. Are we just... Where are we? What happened to the world? Jesus. Skip! 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 Skip until spacefaring aliens come over and save us. I think we beat the game by outliving everything else. I think the narrator is dead. I cannot imagine he's... I'm just gonna check the backside of the building. Unless he's gonna come back. Or I can climb the building. No, I cannot. Oh. Was that the end? That was a great ending. Holy crap. Welcome, What the Duck. And now, Lily, assuming you're still here, Are you still here, Lily? It's time to start the game over again, and...
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Yes, this is how the game starts. I'm looking for all my coworkers. I don't know where they are. I'm gonna push the computers. Where is that other button? Where is the other input computer? Maybe I should go right. New content? Wait. We have 2 layers of new content. The door achievement. Yeah, you're right. Wait, where is door number 430? Door number 430. There, 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Okay.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause.
Okay, Lydia, I promised you the
Perhaps
story and
50
we're kind of going
clicks
off track
will
again.
do. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
If you follow his direction, he's like, Stanley came to 2 doors and went to the door on the left. And if you actually go left, he's like, Stanley continues. And he keeps narrating what you do until you find...
I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Hustle.
I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417, let's go. Yeah, if you follow his direction, he will show you an actual story of mind control and all sorts of stuff. But if you go against his direction, he'll be like, Stanley, what are you doing? And that's essentially what we're doing. Except...
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Yeah! Oh my god, this is like a scavenger hunt. Dude, where is 437? There it is.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Yes! 415. That's like through here, right? Yeah!
Now, back to door number 437.
We go back! You hear his excitement? Yo, can we get some hype in chat? Can we get excited? Where's 37? Crap. That's 28. Oh, there it is. Hype!
Let's see. How about
Yeah.
you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Oh my god!
All right, back to room 417. I'm
Let's
really
go.
feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Yeah! 417!
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
How do I climb a desk if I can't jump? Oh, I can walk up on stuff.
Yes! This
Yeah.
is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Where's 416? Is that the new content door? That's the new content door, is it not? Here's 415. Here's 417. This should have been 416. Is this 416? This should have been 416. Or is it? Did I soft lock the game? All this hype. All this hype. I'm not even sure if we can do it. What the hell is 416? I think we're screwed. This is 417. The content door messed us up.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
No.
Yes, I have
No, I
something
didn't want to
very
go through.
exciting to show you.
Near to your door. That was 426 though, right? No, 426 is there. 416 wouldn't be back here. 429, 428, 427. No, I literally think it's the content door. Because that content door was not a content door at the start of the game. Okay, now, do we go through the content door or do we go that way, because there was still a crap ton of stuff we didn't do over here. Do we save the new content until after we've done more of the other stuff, maybe? Maybe we should go for some of the original... I'm gonna guess. Well, damn. Maybe a blank door counts? No. Unfortunately. Maybe, like, after a few runs, the new content door will be gone and it'll be replaced back again by 416. Maybe we'll be fine later. We're gonna go this way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now, Lily, if you're here, I'm gonna tell you to tell me which way to go. I'm gonna tell you to tell me which way I should go. Should I go left? Should I go right? Right. You want me to see me go right? Okay.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I'm looking to see if I can find that computer in the meantime.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper. Something darker.
I don't think he said that last time.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, Lily, do I take the first open door on my left or not? This is what he tells me to do. No, we're gonna go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Can I actually open this if I get a key card, I wonder? Now, we've been up there, and that was a, that was the mannequin ending, I think. So I'm gonna see, am I able to go there? Wait.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot
I might be able
here.
to jump onto the catwalk.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing
can't
your
jump,
trust
but I
in
can
someone
drop
else
to it.
can be difficult. But the fact is that the
also
story
that
has
door up
been about
there.
nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Okay.
Give me a chance.
Yeah, show me something great. 2B1. What are you gonna show me, Mr. Narrator Man? 2B3, 2B4, 5.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Oh.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Lily? What do I do? Blue. Alright. Chaotic. I see.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Are we gonna keep going blue? Are we gonna keep going blue? Blue. Yes, okay.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh! Lily? Or do you want to go through the very nice, very enticing red door? No blue. Okay. Alright. Yeah.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
It is.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see.
This is
Help
kind
me
of
here,
impressive,
Stanley.
though.
Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see?
Jump button.
Vehicles? Skill trees?
Skill
Work with
trees.
me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Push buttons 20%
Tell you
faster.
what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Yo, are we okay? What door do we go for then? The third one, Lily? I haven't been here. I don't know what's gonna happen. I do wonder if these two doors will just lead back to the normal route, because they do look suspiciously like that. But I'll still let Lily. Lily wants to go through the wooden door. All right.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback.
Oh, I'm in that big orange room. Yeah. Without that was a 5 out of 5, right? 5 out of 5 for the third door. Lily definitely liked the door. Lily, what's your rating on this? 1, 2. I'm letting Lily choose this. I'm letting Lily running through this run on the game. 5 out of 5. Let's go. I agree.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something.
Yeah.
Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
This game
You
needs a
can't teach
third
that,
door.
Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
All right. Is it going to be the Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard? In total, oh my god. I'm going to get these steps. It's winning less and less awards. 98.9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. Did you know that 21.3% of players skip the intro sequence? How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against the others and improve your Stanley Parable career. Is this me? I'm Stanley427. I have spent 7 hours and 37 minutes and 16 seconds. And I am 9,328th out of 9,328 players. Now, Lily, which door? Wood. All right, we go back.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
What do you think about the leaderboard? I love having Lily picking all this. We'll do a chat run after as well. 1 out of 5. You think the leaderboard was bad? All right.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh, that's an annoying sound. Oh, that's an annoying sound. Oh, God.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Nice,
Because if it's
plus
the
4
latter, I don't
hours.
know what to do. I'm
You can
completely
mute the
out
game
of
and do this
ideas.
for 4 hours.
I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
Oh.
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here?
It's gonna load up a different game. Imagine it goes to a Steam library and just launches a different game.
Let's give it a shot.
Where are we going now? Minecraft?
Aha!
Oh my god, this is Firewatch.
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory?
Is this not Firewatch?
What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more.
This is Firewatch, yeah.
Come,
I haven't played that
venture
game, but I know
outward and
I
see what
recognize
else
the
is
art
out
style.
there.
Alright, let's go play Firewatch. Should I change the stream game? Is there anything out here? Oh, I went the wrong way. Wow. Absolutely wow. Minecraft door noise? I think it was just a creaking door, right? Minecraft door noise is like more of a clonk because it just snaps open.
Oh, look at this. No, it can't be.
What? This is pretty. What do you mean? This is beautiful. I want to go to the sign.
It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh. Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path
I want to wander around.
Just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
What are we gonna get now?
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
We're gonna go to the blue goal. Portal, Wyoming.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
Well, you're supposed to play as a car.
There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together?
Yes.
Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Oh, I'm fast. Oh, I'm fast. Oh, I'm fast. Let's go. Bam. Let's score a goal, guys. We're playing Rocket League in first person.
Oh. Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun?
That was an
better than my
anticlimactic
miserable
goal.
little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes! Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls!
Oh my god, that's a lot of balls. Yo. Feed your balls. Balls! I'm gonna score all these goals. Look at that triple goal right there.
Is this a real video game?
Yeah.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
What?
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you.
Oh my god, a Rocket League
rules or
stream.
boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Am I just alone here now? Hello? There's not even the crowd cheering. I'm gonna jump down into the goal hole.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Where am I?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. We still have so much.
Work in progress, iteration, stuff, beta. Filing cabinet. There's supposed to be filing cabinets here. Ah! I did not see the hole in the ground. What is this? Is this the old Stanley Parable, the Half-Life mod? Because this looks like Half-Life textures. Oh, it's so creepy. Is that a pit? No, it's a closed door. This is so creepy. Is this room 416? Is this room 416? Wait, this is the... Wait, this is the choice. If I go back here, am I just going back to my office? This looks so much like the original, yeah. It's a browser Gmod horror map. Yeah, it's my office. Not that I can do anything here. Okay, I guess I gotta go maybe the other choice? This is... Oh. Bro ended up in the back rooms.
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
And... Wait, you shall? Oh. Oh. Alright. Lily, what did you think about your ending?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I still don't know where that input button computer is anymore. Wait, is the door gonna be new content still? Oh, it's still new content. Means I can't do the thing. Okay, what do we do now?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Chat.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
You choose all together now. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? We haven't been to the mind control facility and used the escape path. There's a lot of stuff over here we haven't checked. Left, escape path. Okay, we're gonna do the escape thing. Yeah. I'll try the escape path.
Yet there was not a single person here
There's not
either.
a computer here
Feeling a
either.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an coming to a staircase.
Yeah, we gotta go up for
Stanley
that.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, alright. Can I do anything in the bathroom yet? Nope. Wait, how long have I been able to open this? Is that a panda with a gun to its head? I think we're still gonna go for the escape path.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
I didn't even have to do anything. Oh, we're gonna go down. Gonna push that escape button. Let's go. This freaking game, I swear to God. Okay, we've done the up and downs. That was a good one.
Stanley walks straight ahead through
So
the large
this is
door
where we're
of the
going
red
now.
mind control facility.
No.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
That is ominous. Jesus Christ. Am I just gonna jump down? Oh. What's going on now?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he
Oh, it's a
reflected that his
squisher.
life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
What?
As Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What? Where's narrator? MILF narrator. The Stanley Parable. Wait, what?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What? I thought my stream lagged.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Oh.
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Office layout. Yeah, this is the office layout. Corridor. The pacing of this corridor section was important to get right. The corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in good time. Wow, so much thought and effort here. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added, altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Stanley's computer. Beep, 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 boop. Filing cabinets. Wow. Office computer. Hey, it's the card game. Oh, I can still turn them off. It's the buttons. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. They have slightly different pitches. Here's some doors. The office. Wow. There's some credits on the wall. Are these the actual developers? Kevin Brighting as the narrator. Nice. See ya, Dr. Skur. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. The printer. What do we have here? Is that all? That's all the monitors. Fun! Yeah! Warzone? Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Okay. Alien base. Awesome. What's going on? What is this? Narrator emails. After the second trailer was sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions, which we initially planned to use for these further promotional materials. We never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Can you tell me the significance of the number 1112800 is? Well, the thing I want to know is, what would you do if Stanley entered any other rooms? Oh, this is a long one. From instance on a scale of max earns to... What the hell? Finally, most important question. What is Stanley's last name? Whoa! Congratulations. First to apply for a claim in 24 hours. We didn't hear from them. Call on phone. Is this a scam? Greetings, omnipotent voice. I wanted to tell you that I like the Stanley Parable as much as I like seeing humorously small badgers swim in trunks. What? This is also a scam. Urgent response needed. How do you type with boxing gloves on? Dead, strong, bad. What? From Ben. Thank you, Ben, for your valuable question. What the hell? The lights in the control room do. I really want to know. That's true. We never found out because everything blew up. Okay, I will move on. I don't know how many emails there are, but that's funny. The lounge, an early version of the lounge. Cool. What do we have here? The apartment timer. Oh, it just goes back. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Oh, the cargo lift. Second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but wanted to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. Yeah, I see that. That looks more like a space station. And here's another cargo lift. What do we have here? Oh, these are options for layouts. This is kind of cool. I like how they wrote vent exclamation mark. Meeting room. Nice. What's over here? What is this? Sending model? The sending went through many iterations. This room represents the fourth version of the ending. And we thought it was complete, but decided to abandon and change it again shortly before launch. The sending. What? Is that the sending? So eventually caught and merged with another. I don't know what the hell this is. Sending levers. Dude, this is so weird. I thought that was Minecraft for a moment. What? Did you guys see that? Oh. Okay, that's kind of cool. Anything we haven't reached yet? There's an on-off switch over there. I think that's how we get out of it. Are we back at the start? Yeah, I think we looped back. But these are all different versions of 427. Stanley's office. Different versions. Alright. Well then. What's that down here, though? That is creepy. I want to check that out. Smokey! Hello! How are you? Narration outtakes. Kevin Bryden, the voice of the narrator. What? Recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of development.
Closer, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad games.
Stanley stood on the roof.
But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? See, Stanley walked through the green door. He pushed the number 9. Still nothing. I don't know. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what. You win. Congratulations.
Okay.
You did it.
That's kind of cool. Thank you so much for the 3-month sub citation. Welcome. Broom closet ending? Broom closet ending is the safe place. Oh, best ending so far, you're asking.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
What about you, Miss Narrator?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Oh, we're back here!
You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let
I don't want to
choose
quit the game.
Don't let
Def number what? What would actually happen if I quit? Would that actually show something? Dead Stanley once more. We reach another end. They added a squish.
All of his co-workers were gone. What
I
could it
swear,
mean?
where...
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Is this
Perhaps
always-
he had simply missed a memo.
The hell is the beep boop? The input needed. Computers. It must be like somewhere else in the game. Like you have to get to some random location and the input needed will be there. We have the new content. Should we check the red door? We could do that. Not sure how much longer we're gonna go for. Because it's getting around the time to end. And I don't know how long the game is in total.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, we went the wrong way for the red and blue doors. That was all the way at the other side. Crap. Or was it? No, it was here. No, it was here. There's no other side. What am I talking about? Should we go through the red door? You guys want to check out the red door? We can rush the red door. Let's do that.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yes,
Perhaps
let's
he
go
wanted
there.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Red
Standing now in
door.
this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get
Hey!
back to business, Stanley took the first open door
Blue
on
Jay!
his left.
Thank you so much for the raid. We're going for the
Stanley
red
was
door.
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I think it was that way, right? Yeah, it was
Look,
in there.
Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
Red
foot
door.
here.
Yeah.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Is that
I
a door down
realize that
there?
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten.
Really?
I was in the
Thank you so
middle of
much for the
something.
raid.
You have
Welcome to the
zero
stream.
consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
We do this time.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Yep.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Yes. No. Wait. I kind of wonder if you walk through the red door at the end. You know? I want to do that. With the big signs? All the floaty signs? Yeah, we do.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I still don't think
Now,
we're
right?
communicating
This.
properly. Stanley walked
The
through
subtitles
the
in red. I didn't even notice
door.
that. Yes.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh, is the other door also open? Both doors are open. Okay, show me the beauty. What's here? Oh.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
It's like something out of Subliminal. What are we looking? I don't know what we're going for.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Look at this. Pretty. Should we just stay here with Mr. Narrator Man? There is a path, but I like this. I feel bad for him, man. He's a cool guy. Everything's collecting up in the top. Wow. Pretty. We're gonna get more particle effects. You're gonna one up this. He's killed you 7 times so far. This is cool, right? Pretty. Oh, green, green, green. The blue's gone. Now we have green. So pretty. Very pretty. Bouncy balls in space. Yes, indeed. What's the green gonna change into? Are we gonna get like a purple next? Red. Oh. It mixes to purple or pink. But it's like... Nah, we predominantly red now. We predominantly red. This is not turning back. That's going forward. Turning back is like... gone. I don't know where back is. Okay, I don't think anything's gonna happen here besides all these pretty colors. So I'm gonna go this way now.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll go back.
Right. Where were we?
Right. Where were we? No. This would just keep going, man. Where are we now?
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Okay. Is he gonna say something new if I go back now?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
No.
No. What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved
Sorry.
here. Are you... You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Oh, he's so sad. I'm not. I'm playing with his emotions right now.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Oh, he's not staying anymore. Oh, this is also a loop by now. Am I just gonna jump up or walk up, jump off, and just literally die? And that's it.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
He's so sad. We go back down. Is he gonna react to me going back down? After going all the way to the edge. I mean, we're gonna go up again. But for now... we're gonna go to the pretty room. Nah, he doesn't say anything more. Alright. Alright. Worth a try, worth a try. Let's get up to the top. For now. Don't jump, you have so much to live for. Floating bouncy balls in space!
No!
Ooh, wait.
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
Now we can. Yes. Am I walking slower? I feel like I'm slower.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
This guy is not adventurous, man.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
He's so sad. He's so sad.
No. No, no, what do you do? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Death. It's a few bones, but it's all good.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Okay. I feel so bad for him.
Yes, perhaps you can.
Oh.
Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
No. I will leave this place.
No, perhaps not.
Yes, perhaps. No, perhaps not. You hear the sound like 10 seconds before it drops. Pause and play. Pause and play.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
He's so sad. But there's nothing else I can do except quit the game, and I'm not gonna do that.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I'm not evil. I feel bad. I feel horrible. This poor innocent man. And my poor legs.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
No, so sad. Dewey, hello. That was so sad. Oh, I felt so bad for that one. I would have just stood there in that beautiful room for ages because he's just... This guy is a cool guy. The hell did we do to him? This is so sad. Anyways.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
My broom closet? Broom closet? Broom closet? Not the new content way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Broom closet? Broom closet? That's my safe spot.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Aww. Okay, we're gonna check out that other room
Coming
up there.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, we're gonna check out this room. What is this room? Oh. Business strategy. Could I press the up button? I could press both buttons. That's crazy. Thank you for the phone. Do we go up or down? We go up. It's the music whispering Stanley. The narrator is humming. Dude, he's happy again. It's positional, and I'm standing right on top of it. Elevator music's a bop, right? Is this elevator ever gonna stop? Oh, I love this. I had to press it again. Beep! Input! We're gonna go back to the elevator. Why is this glowing? You see that? It's glowing as if I can pick it up like an outline. We go down this time. Is that all this is? It's not an elevator, it's a music closet. I love how he whispers, Stanley. Okay, well, I guess not. I guess there's nothing here. Okay, well, we found the beep. Wait. Oh, that's where I came from. Am I gonna be able to do anything in the bathroom now? Nope. Alright, back out again. Now, that's already open.
Here's the door, just go.
He's tired of my crap. But have we done... Is there anything different we can do here that we haven't already done? I don't think there's anything different we can do here that we haven't already done. We've gone to the mind control. Press 888 on the keypad. Try that. I can't see the key.
Eight.
I got an achievement for that. It's just called 8. Nice. Did you ride up and down? Yeah, we went up and down the elevator. We went through the escape. We went to the mind control facility. We went to both the on and off button on the mind control. I think we've done everything in this route. 8. Which means there is nothing here right now for us to do, but we can't go back. You can jump off the catwalk in the mine. That's something you can do? Let's try that then. When you entered the bathroom, the text was weird. Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Like this? Like this balcony? Gotta walk up a chair, like this.
The lights rose on an enormous room.
Okay, I'm gonna
with
try and see if I can
television
find that.
screens. What horrible
like that.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Oh dear, this feels very, very wrong. This feels horribly, horribly wrong.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go.
What's gonna happen?
New content.
New
You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are.
Yo, guys.
We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier.
Yeah.
Chase your dreams.
Yeah.
Railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
X5.
Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
Nice. Good job. We did it. We did it, boys. We did it. And I think this is a great place to call it for today and continue getting the rest of the endings next Sunday. This was actually a new bug discovered. Everyone has posted on Twitter already and it's hilarious. Oh my god. Thank you guys for joining today. This was a really odd game, wasn't it? Very odd game. This freaking game, I swear to god. I'm excited to continue this next Sunday where we will be getting possibly the rest of the endings. I'm assuming there's not that many, so we might be able to finish it next time. And I should say that we have a new chapter in Dead by Daylight coming out Tuesday, very likely. And what that means is I will probably not... I mean, I won't be streaming, but the other boys will. So make sure you follow all the other guys on Twitch. I was about to say Twitter. Also on Twitter. But it also means, for me, that I might not be streaming on Thursday. Because I will be editing. So... Maybe if I stream on Thursday, it might be like a break from editing. Depends on how busy I am, how like prioritized it is. All I'm saying is this is pretty standard for new chapter periods that I edit all day, every day for like the next 3 days to get the first video out real freaking quick. So if we don't see each other on Thursday and we don't see each other here on Tuesday, then we shall see each other either next Saturday or next Sunday, depending on my editing progress throughout those. And we can always see each other in the Discord server, discord.gg/banter. Make sure you join it. Thank you guys for joining tonight. That was a lot of fun. See you on the next stream. Bye-bye!